opportunity that he could. And if he does the same against Lindstrom, who is going to be very attacking, Lindstrom is just going to look for goals, and we know he's going to look for goals, then maybe Kluivert can pinch a goal here or there and might be able to do some damage here.
Yeah, you can see both players staying hydrated before the game as well. I absolutely love that. Getting completely in the zone for this game. And if you're watching for the first time, just a reminder, it's only one leg that we'll play. And if it is a draw after that leg, we go to golden goal. 85 rated squads across the board. So every single player who is on the pitch is 85 rated, keeping it as fair as possible. Dan, I was going to ask you for your prediction, but I'm pretty sure that you're siding with Jesper Lindstrom, yeah?
I am. I'm siding with Bromby, and I think they're going to try and get revenge for the real-life meetings between these two sides. Of course, we heard from Jimmy and Spencer and the gang that in 1995 they played in the round of 16 of the UEFA, and it was a victory for Roma. However, in 1991, they also faced each other in the semi-finals, and again, that was a victory for Roma. So the two occasions they faced each other in that competition, it has been Roma favoured. But I think this is going to be the time for Bromby to shine and put themselves on the map against Roma.
Yeah, you mentioned big matches in big tournaments, semi-finals, etc. Well, this is the quarter-final. And do you know what? Everyone's backing Jesper Lindstrom here, and quite rightly so. However, I believe in the underdog, is what I'm going to say here. Justin Kluivert, if you can hear me right now, I am backing you to do this for Roma. For all of the fans watching at the moment, you can definitely hear me. I saw a smile come on his face there. And by the way, Jesper, I'm sorry if you can hear me as well. I hope you have a great game. But I'm going with the underdog. I'm going with Roma at this one, Dan.
I think that's unfair of you to do that, really. If they can hear you, which I think they can, now you've just given a favourite. You've given your favourite to them. And that's going to give unfair confidence to Kluivert. Surely you have to be impartial, Mark. That's not fair.
Hey, I'll call this game straight down the middle. You know me, I'll call a spade a spade. I just want to get into this game down. The first quarterfinal of the Stay and Play Cup is going to be, I can guarantee one thing, it's going to be exciting, but I also think that it's going to be really nervy as well, Dan, because the further you get into any tournament, real life or on the virtual pitch, you start doing things you wouldn't normally do because of the pressure.
Do you know what I always say? There's going to be goals. And I know I always predict a lot of goals, and then it turns out that those goals don't actually happen, and I usually disappoint a lot of people by saying that. However, on this one, I think we are going to see goal after goal. Lindstrom, he won 8-2 versus Cahui's Lyon in the first round, and then he beat Azpilicueta 2-0 in the second round. So he scored 10 goals already in the tournament across just 2 legs of FIFA. So I think he is going to do some real damage here against Kluivert and Roma.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. You saw a shrug of the shoulders from Jesper Lindstrom. You saw a smile on the face of Justin Kluivert. It means that the quarterfinal is underway here at the Stay and Play Cup. Remember to use that hashtag as well to send in your questions to the guys on the desk as well. They might have an opportunity to answer some of those. But early on, it's going to be Jesper Lindstrom flying forward straight away. Lots of tricks coming out of the bag, and a little bit of fortune almost favours him as the ball just drops over the bar.
Yeah, that could have been the start of things to come if that one had been able to find its way into the back of the net. But you can already see the skill moves are being pulled out by Lindstrom, and he will start to toy with Kluivert. But he does need to be careful on the counter-attack. This is what we said. Kluivert does have that potential to just nip the ball away and then get in the face of his opponent.
And look who's on the ball. It is Justin Kluivert there on the far side. Unfortunately, just got muscled off of it by the defender. But you can see how this game is set up. I think we kind of predicted the flow of and the pattern of play quite well here. Jesper Lindstrom's going to be the man who's kind of controlling the pace of the game, and it's going to be up to Justin Kluivert to make the most of those counterattacks.
Fun fact for you, and you asked me before the game, I wonder how much Justin Kluivert gets compared to his dad, Patrick Kluivert. Justin scored his first ever goal in the Eredivisie in March 2017, exactly 10 years and 1 day after Patrick Kluivert's final career goal. It's crazy how things work out like that and how these days just seem to add up. But it has been already an impressive career for him. And I'm sure that he knows he has a lot to live up to with how well his dad performed in his career. But certainly the youngster seems to be going from strength to strength each season.
He's certainly bossing him on the virtual pitch. We've already heard that. They haven't played, but Justin definitely fancies himself in that 1v1 encounter. And to be honest with him, I think he's going to be pretty happy with the start that he's had here. He's had an opportunity to go forward, but the thing that's impressed me, Dan, hasn't been baited by any of the tricks and flicks so far that have come out of Jesper Lindstrom's magic box.
Yeah, Lindstrom's trying to kind of dance around the defence at the moment, and Kluivert has stayed pretty solid defensively. If he makes one little mistake, if he slips up just once, you know that Lindstrom is going to take full advantage of that. But Kluivert is certainly matching up against him, and on the ball looks very confident. The counter-attack seems to be there every single time. He just needs to get that final pass through, get that chance on goal, and maybe we can start to see an upset on the card, because after 17 minutes, it's still not looking like it's going to be that destructive game that we expected from Lindstrom.
It's been a little bit of a cagey start, to be honest with you. You can see the drag backs and the step overs have been employed around that 18-yard box from Jesper Lindstrom. But the longer that this game goes on, a little bit like in real life now, the longer it stays at 0-0, the nervier the favourite certain will get. Because, as I say, it's just one leg of FIFA that we're playing here. One goal can change everything.
And I wonder how much practice Kluivert put in as well after his victory versus Bernat. He won 2-0 against the PSG man, and maybe he wasn't expecting to get to this stage of the competition. Maybe he thought, oh, well, I'll play one, and who knows, I might lose. But after that victory, you start to get that belief of, okay, I might be able to beat another player in this tournament. Maybe I can go on and win the whole thing. But Lindstrom's coming forward now, and again, it's step over after step over trying to beat the man. But there is an absolute wall of Roma players in the way, and Kluivert holds strong yet again.
Yeah, defensively, hats off to the Roma man here. He has been absolutely superb, being able to quell the attack every single time that it's come forward so far from Jesper Lindstrom. We have to, of course, point that out. A beautiful little touch there from Mkhitaryan. Is going to find the ball out wide here to Kluivert. And now he turns back inside and he's prodding and he's testing the defences here of Jesper Lindstrom. But we have to say, we were impressed attacking-wise with Jesper Lindstrom's game in the first game that he played at the Stay and Play Cup down, but it was his defence that impressed us in the second.
Yeah, just having that ability to kind of shrug off a few attackers and ensure that he wasn't hit on the counter-attack as well. Because it's all well and good being an attacking player and going forward and wanting to score goals, but if you leave yourself vulnerable at the back and you have no plan B, then you are going to struggle. Tell you what, Kluivert is almost getting through again. If one of these through balls just manages to worm its way through the defence of Lindstrom, we could see Kluivert take the lead. Because defensively, he has been solid.
However, a little rash tackle there, went to ground and slid in. We've created a bit of space here, but again, defensively, superb stuff there from Justin Kluivert. Wasn't baited by the fake shot, stood tall and stood strong and made a great tackle.
There is a little bit of a gap here on the left-hand side. We'll cut inside, but it's going to be defended well by Lindstrom. And there's also a big difference between these players in their in-game statistics in FIFA Ultimate Team, as Lindstrom is now through on goal here and will have a chance to go 1-0 up. But again, that's another Roma player in the way. Lindstrom only having a bronze item in FIFA Ultimate Team, 57 rated, whereas Kluivert's best item is a Europa League Man of the Match, 81 rated. I'm still saying I think Lindstrom should get a better item in game. I know he's got his own personal 99 Pro item, but I want to see something special if he does go on to win the tournament.
Hey, I'm telling you, the Stay and Play Cup foot item has to be a thing. It has to become a thing. But to get there, you've got to win this game first to give yourself that chance. And now it's going to be Kluivert getting a little bit fortunate on the edge of the box here. Nicely to change a pass, almost gets the shot away. Second chance here, and Justin Kluivert has taken the lead. What a finish when the chance was presented to him. The Roma man is inspired in this game.
And I think it might have been you that inspired him, to be honest, Mark. It was the smile you put on his face by saying you believed in him personally. And he has gone against all of the pundits, all the predictions. Kluivert taking a goal lead. I promised you goals, but I did not think the first one would go to Justin Kluivert. And Lindstrom now is going to have to come back from behind. And I wonder whether nerves are going to start to play a part in this.
Got to keep the adrenaline at bay as well. You can see there Justin Kluivert getting Justin Kluivert booked on the pitch with a little bit of a rash tackle after the goal goes in. But just before half-time here, if he could hold on, this would be a huge step towards a potential quarter-final victory.
And I wonder whether at the back of the mind of Lindstrom is just thinking about that semi-final, that possibility of playing Liverpool. All the pressure of everyone saying he's the favourite in the tournament and how they're expecting him to be the winner of the Stay and Play Cup. But after 45 minutes, it's Justin Kluivert and Roma who have a goal lead against Lindstrom and Bromby. This is not what anyone would have expected, but it has been a phenomenal performance from Kluivert. Defensively, has matched Lindstrom, and then on the counter-attack has had the ability to break through.
And the question was, how much has Justin Kluivert been practicing since his last game? I'm here to tell you, a lot. The improvement has been astronomical so far. I want to check those text messages and the DMs to those pro players. I want to see what's been said. He's been putting in the work, and it's proving to be the work that's doing the business so far in this game. And now the pressure moves back to Jesper Lindstrom. We know how good he is going forward, Dan. He just needs to create that one chance in front of goal.
He needs to be able to break through. But I think you're right. I'm sure the pro Roma esports players, Dami and Zelonius, SpiderCon, they're going to be watching on and saying, all right, well, at least our info and our help, maybe he is going to really able to just kind of slingshot Kluivert into further rounds in this tournament now. And I'm sure the further we do get into the tournament, more and more players are going to be leaning on the help and the advice of some of these pro FIFA players, because just one little trick or one little skill move can make or break a game of FIFA. A simple drag back could win you a game.
A slightly nervy moment there, and Justin Kluivert went sliding in with his own player on the pitch, already being on the booking. The last thing you want to be doing is getting sent off as your own player. But here comes Lindstrom now. Maybe a chance for him to finally equalise, and tries to turn back. But again, defensively, Justin Kluivert has been a monster.
He's got the read on him every single time. We know what Lindstrom's wanting to do. Maybe Kluivert's been studying a little bit of footage here. It's always that drag back from Lindstrom after the fake shot. Just trying to beat the man and get the perfect shot away and have a clear-cut chance. Kluivert has not allowed that whatsoever, and I'm wondering whether Lindstrom is going to have to start hitting them maybe a little bit sooner, rather than going for that perfect opportunity. Instead, just taking a little bit of a risk, hope he can just maybe clip a shin here or there.
Well, we're about to enter the last half hour of this game. I expect to see some changes and some fresh legs brought on by Jesper Lindstrom. He's done it a few times, but now he's streaming forward inside the box, looking for the equaliser, pulls it back here, and will find the equaliser. 1-1 now in the quarter-final. And that's why people were talking about this man so much before the game got underway.
That's what he's been looking for as well throughout this entire game. It's just the stop, a fake shot, and just waiting for that man to drive onto the ball and being able to hammer it home. Great finish as well off the post. Every time Lindstrom's got through before, there's just been too many Roma players in the way, so he hasn't been able to go with the fake stop shot and be able to cut it back. But this time, Kluivert was just kind of caught from behind there. The through ball just penetrating the defence, and now we have a game on our hands. If we didn't have a game on our hands already, certainly going to be exciting these final 25 minutes or so, as the changes will come through, substitutions for both players. But I did promise people goals, and I'm glad that Lindstrom now is starting to fire them home.
Deep breath here, gentlemen. That goal was on the hour mark, so we've got 30 minutes left of this game to potentially find a winner, or it could be golden goal that separates the two players. But here comes Justin Kluivert from the restart. Great tackle, though, by Jesper Lindstrom. And now the man who was set up to counter-attack has got to be careful to counter-attack himself, Dan.
Is very quick with his pass and move play. He's been able to win the ball back here as well, and you can see how he twists and he turns, and he's very confident on the ball. A lot of FIFA has Lindstrom played. You know that in his spare time he's been able to do so. The fake stop shot, but it's going to be through. And it just looks so easy when he does it. And maybe, just maybe, this is going to be the start of the goals flooding in.
What a turnaround it's been. 2 goals inside just a few minutes, and Jesper Lindstrom and Brøndby are back on top in this game. 1-0 down, pulled it back to 1-1, now the lead at 2-1, and that was just an example of how good this player is, Dan. Under pressure, stops up, goes inside, hits the finish. Beautiful stuff.
It's all about confidence. I think if he was a goal down going into the latter stages of this game, then maybe he wouldn't be able to perform so successfully with all these tricks that he's trying to pull out of the bag. But as he tied it up, he's gaining a bit more confidence. And I'll tell you what, that's a strike from distance. And Justin Kluivert, almost with his own player in game, able to equalise there. And that's what Lindstrom just has to be careful of. A couple of these long-range shots, one of them could just sneak in and take it to golden goal.
A corner here for Justin Kluivert, whips it in. Defender will get there, but it falls, and he's wasted the chance. I'm not sure what player that fell to. Don't know if it was a centre-back or maybe a player with not the greatest of shooting statistics, but You have to say, Dan, that's a big chance for Justin Kluivert.
It was. It looked like it was on the weak foot of one of his players for sure, but that's certainly going to be warning signs for Lindstrom, and he's straight into the tactic screen to change the formation, maybe to tighten things up at the back a little bit, maybe to ensure that he can press the attack of Kluivert so there's not going to be any of these long-distance shots anymore and no chances of a corner where we might be able to nick one away. But what a game this has been, and what a way to start the quarterfinals. I was very excited when this tournament was announced and to see what kind of ability these professional footballers would have in FIFA. And it seems like every round they're just getting better and better.
The final changes being made. Last roll of the dice as far as a change of personnel is concerned for the players. 72 minutes on the clock now. Justin Kluivert's the man who's got to be pushing forward, but that might leave space open at the back here for Jesper Lindstrom to go and find that third goal and potentially a final goal as well. Oh, and he's done it! Jesper Lindstrom. He's not just good on the real pitch, he's pretty special on the virtual one as well.
Well, it was 3-1 in real life the last time these teams faced off against each other, but it was 3-1 to Roma. Lindstrom, however, has got revenge for Brøndby, as now it's 3-1 to Brøndby and Lindstrom. And I think surely this has to be too much for Kluivert to get back into. He's had a phenomenal game and he has looked so good defensively, but he just couldn't hold on to the latter stages of this game. And Lindstrom, again, just looking different class.
Concentrating on everything that is going down at the moment. Just wants to see out this win. Wants to get into that dream matchup against Liverpool. A potential dream matchup, we should say. And maybe now it's a case of just looking for a little bit of icing on the cake. It looks like the referee is actually going to give a penalty here, I believe. We just caught that as he went inside the box. Didn't go to ground, but it is a penalty here to Brøndby.
Hey.
Steps up, goes to the right. And you have to say, maybe a little bit of fortune there, but no fortune in the performance from Jesper Lindstrom. 4-1 now, Dan, and surely that is game third match.
Still a smile on the face of Justin Kluivert, though. He knows he's given it a game here, but I think he knows full well that Lindstrom is just the better player. He has been the tournament favourite since we first saw him in round one against Lyon when he won 8-2. And he's been able to get 4 more goals here. And I tell you what, there could be 5. Still got plenty of time to be able to look for more goals. The floodgates could be open by this point.
As I say, it's been a great run from the Roma man. He dreamt for just a few moments just before half-time as well when he got that goal lead. And maybe he's going to look for another here to maybe start another dream. And this one might be of a comeback. It's 4-2 now. Just the 2 goals between the 2 players. Is there still time, Dan, for a comeback to be completed?
I mean, yes, there is still time. If he's able to nick the ball away here and get an attack going, 5 minutes, there's always a chance in FIFA of getting 2 goals. There is possession gain for Kluivert. On this attack, if he finds a goal, there could be a comeback potential. Can he do anything with it, though? No, he can't. Lindstrom stepped in. Absolutely massive tackle to regain possession.
And now he's away down this left-hand side as well. Just a few moments left in this game before it comes to its conclusion. And we will have our first semi-finalist of the Stay and Play Cup. Jesper Lindstrom once again looking to dazzle his way through on goal. Unfortunately, just couldn't get the shot away, Dan. But what a performance it's been.
Are we looking at our tournament favourite, Mark? Would you agree with everyone on the desk, everyone who's saying that Lindstrom is the man to beat at the moment, based on what you've seen in this game? Is maybe he's about to make it 5, stops up again, he's toying with Kluivert at this point, drag back, stop, and the finesse. It's absolutely beautiful.
To answer your question, Dan, I will ask you to go back and watch the last 15 seconds of what we've just seen there. Not many people can do that. And I'm not just talking pro players, I'm not talking footballers, I'm talking people who play FIFA all over the world. That's incredible. And with that, the quarterfinal comes to an end and Jesper Lindstrom marches on. Brøndby march on to a semi-final spot. Commiserations to Justin Kluivert. The dream was alive for a few moments. But this man on your screen right now surely has to be the man to beat.
But Justin, he gave us that little bit of hope, didn't he? That there was going to be that upset, going 1-0
Just a little bit.
just before halftime. But I think that would have just spurred on Lindstrom. He knew at some point he was going to be able to break through. It was just a matter of when. He had to get that first goal, regain that confidence, break down the defensive confidence of Kluivert, and then he was just able to get goal after goal, and he was just free-flowing, just playing beautiful FIFA. Mike LaBelle will dissect it, and he'll throw his hands here, there, and everywhere when he does so. But honestly, Lindstrom looks amazing.
I think one thing...
All right. Thank you, Mark and Dan. I do want to see Mike throw his arms around while he's talking about Jesper Lindstrom. I actually thought, guys, that Kluivert had a chance. He was good for the first 60 minutes. He's a 60-minute man. He clearly put some practice in. He was doing some defending that I thought was really impressive to hold up Jesper for a good portion of that game, but then the floodgates came. And actually, we're with Jesper now. He's going to be joining us. Jesper, another dominating performance, but it took you a while to get into this game. It seemed like Kluivert was a formidable opponent.
Yeah, he was actually so good. I was like, am I losing this game or what's going on? But then I needed just one goal, and then I knew like I will win this game, because when you always get that one goal, they're always like, okay, I got it. Then it's like, yeah, I knew I would win the game.
Another great performance from you, Jesper. So congratulations. Obviously, you know you're in the semi-final now, and we know you're going to play either another Jesper and Jesper Karlström, the Swede, or Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool. Have you got a preference in terms of who you think is the stronger FIFA player, but also who you'd like to see the matchup between Brøndby and Djurgårdens, or Brøndby and Liverpool?
I think what I saw yesterday from Jesper Karlström, he's a good player, doing dragbacks, doing like ball roll stuff. He's a good player, so I think he would beat Alexander Arnold. But of course, I would love like playing against Arnold. So I hope it's like Brøndby against Liverpool, of course.
And you've proven to be a magician around the edge of the box. Everyone at home always asks, how do I learn skill moves? What has been the key for you to be able to develop these combinations with some of the drag backs and the ball rolls and just different intricacies that you've introduced into your gameplay?
I don't know, actually. I watch a lot of streams, like from Castro and stuff, and from Dingo and Fredberg, of course, from the Brøndby Esport, and like they know like how to get like the speed boost when you do a ball roll and stuff. So I just learn from them, and then like I'm trying to do something like, you know, similar to get like around the opponent. But Kluivert was very good, like to know where when I made the like ball rolls and stuff. So yeah, he was a good opponent and very good defensively. But yeah, it's not like it's just training and doing like a lot of skills and like try to combine them.
Well, whatever you're doing, keep it up, because you're playing really well, Jesper. Congratulations again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, Jesper Lindstrom. Fantastic performance. If you had to give it a grade, Mike LaBelle, I'll go with you, A through F. What kind of grade would you give that performance? Because it started a little slow for him.
It started slow, but he got the job done, and I don't think anybody's sitting here questioning who was the better player. I'd give him an A-.
Okay. Spencer?
Yeah, I mean, I would have given him probably a C for the first 20 or 30 minutes, and I started to really, obviously, you've mentioned Kluivert's defending was probably surprisingly good and better than we thought he had in his locker. You started to wonder. But once he got back in charge of the game, I actually think going 1-0 down was the best thing for him, because it gave him a little bit of a shock. It made him think, maybe this tournament's not got, you know, the trophy's not got my name on it already, and I need to step it up again, which he did. And for what he finished the game playing, that was A+. That was unbelievable. And yeah, he continues to be the favourite.
He was definitely dancing at the end as well. His confidence was good. Let's take a look now at the bracket. We see here Jesper Lindstrom does advance over Justin Kluivert 5-2 in the quarterfinals. Now he's booked his place in tomorrow's Stay and Play Cup, the final day of the championship day in the semifinals. Will he play against Jesper Karlström for a Jesper derby, or will he face Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool? That game is going to be coming up after this, so we're excited about that. Another Scandinavian goes through. And any surprise with regard to that, Mike LaBelle?
I thought Jesper would get the job done there. I was actually more impressed from Kluivert keeping it close so long, and then some of his defensive reads. It showed that he did research. He said that he was going to improve, and he definitely showed improvement in this matchup.
All right, everyone, don't go anywhere, because when we return, It's another chance for a Jesper to get to the semifinal, but can he beat this man? Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool, who's already won once at the Stay and Play Cup. Can he do it again? Come back and find out.